just standing on the corner and I saw the pedal bus go by. It made me, I gotta wash my thumbs. It's getting crazy with the finger thing. What I gotta remember is only hold it by the right side. That's all I gotta do. I think what happens is, who gives a shit? I saw the pedal bus go by and I said, yeah, I should probably, it was like a reminder that I should probably start filming and shit. And I know there are people like, not us here, like not we happy few, but there are people in the larger world that, mostly progressives, because, you know, surprise, they're doing this shit themselves, and that's why I don't like people talking about it. But they'll say something like, oh, you right-wingers, all you think about is, and I'm not a right-winger, what the fuck, whatever. Hey, you right-wingers, all you think about is you know, everybody is one, and you see it everywhere, and it's like the whole world is like run by it. And it's like, yes, it is. And the thing about the you know, being right wing or left wing, or I call them like progressive people, because I don't want them in with the left and right thing, even though it kind of is. It's just my my weasel word way to talk about around it, I guess, because I'm just so, you know, against falling into any of their games with my language. That's why I don't use the black and white terms. That's why I try to stay away from the official terminology when it comes to these things, because once you start using those words, their words, you're in their game. And I saw a post, I think it was Hanging with Stan. He has a lot of good stuff, but he had this post saying, or maybe, I don't know who it was, but it was like, what was the adult kind of version of your Santa Claus moment? And right away, I said the political system, of course. You know, and I remember when I was on the show, my friend's show, I used to come in and greet the guests, and I talked to them, tell them a little bit what the show is about, what's going to go on. And I was talking to this band, and they're like, I don't know how we got started on it, but we were talking about politics. Well, I think it was like 2016, so like the political shit was going on with the Donald Trump thing. I remember saying to them, you know, at some point you guys are going to have your Santa Claus moment with politics. And what do you mean? Like, it's all fake. None of it's real. It's like another. It's like anything else. It's like sports or entertainment or fucking wrestling. It's all pre-scripted. You don't have a hand in any of this stuff. You know, they all. The reason why they even try to involve people is so that they think they're, you know, they have a hand in their own governing, and B or C or whatever letter it is we're on. Also, it makes it so that it hides the fact that they're just doing this on their own, and that if you didn't go out, if they couldn't get you to go out and vote, right? They, like all evil things, they need your consensus. They can't just do shit to you. What the fuck is going on over there? Oh, it could be like a strike. Oh, must be a strike. Yeah, they fuck these poor people over. These hotels fuck these local people over so bad. I remember the last major one they had a strike against one of the other hotels in town. I remember covering it a lot on my Instagram before he had a channel, but yeah, I'm imagining that's a strike because they're at the hotel banging. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad people have to go through that extreme to get corporate's attention, but you know, they're still not going to get it. They're still not going to get it. But the political thing, if you didn't come out to vote, I don't care who you're voting for. But if you didn't come out to vote, they couldn't run the system. You have to agree to it in some way. They work in this weird spiritual cosmic bullshit way that we talk about all the time, relevation of the method, you know, whatever you want to call it, where they have to tell you what they're doing. And not only that, they have to get you to agree to it. But the details, as always, is where the devil is. They don't have to give this information to what they're doing to you in any certain clear way. They can hide it, and that's why they hide it in films and TV shows and subliminal advertising and all this other bullshit. And then they can say, hey, we told them. It was right there in the episode number 75 of Home Improvement, where the neighbor next door says, hey, can I mind if I put this compost on your lawn? And Tim says, yeah. That's how we can dump things in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? They can do it in the most oblique way they possibly can. And in the same way is, I mean, that's how they do everything. They have to get you to do it. They have to get you to agree to it, and then it can happen. So they do want you to vote. They do want you to come out and vote. They don't care who you vote for, because it doesn't matter anyway. They just need a consensus. I don't know what the number is. I don't know what the, I don't know what percentage they need to keep doing it, but as long as enough people turn out for it, they take that as the go-ahead to be able to do it. They take that as you giving them the green light. I'm missing all kinds of words this morning. It's like 11 o'clock, but yeah, this should be a lot more articulate than it is, but there's major words are just fleeing from me at this point. But yeah, they need you to acquiesce to it for them to do it. You know, it's how evil works. They try the door, right? They push on the door, and if no one resists, if no one's holding the door shut, they walk through it. They go to the next door, and they keep going. They keep going. They keep going. So they need the people to come out for it and engage in it, and by doing that, they agree that yes, we want this system. Because look, we're all casting our votes. Again, it doesn't matter who you vote for, what they're looking for, right? Yeah, they have an agenda. They want to push the country in a certain direction because they want the storyline to go a certain way. But above all, they want that loose hit. They want to do the thing that's going to upset as many people as they can. You know, that's so that they get that they can eat. You know, that's how they get their that's how they get their loose, you know? So the more upset people, the better. I mean, the Trump thing in particular, like, all the polls showed him way behind, like the exit polls, and it was just a done deal that Hillary was going to be president. And I think somewhere, sort of near the finish line, they decided it would be better for them to put Trump in, because that feels like it was a last-minute thing. Yes, there was all this growing stuff in the country, but remember, that doesn't matter, because the votes, who you're voting for, doesn't even count. They're looking at this whole situation from a whole different way. They're looking to get the biggest loose pop they can out of it. And also, the Trump thing, really, it was good for them to be able to cast a lot of fucking bullshit black magic spells to affect people, to make them angry, and keep delivering that loose throughout the following years. And that's what we've seen. People still rage about the Trump thing. Because what it was to me, I mean, it's definitely spellcraft, but I think one of the ways it affects people is if you're a young man who's had a bad time with your dad, maybe he ran out on your family, or maybe he even died, maybe it's not even his fault. I see that with this, listen to Jim Cornette. He's like a wrestling guy, and he's great at wrestling, but everything else, he's a mark, and he's always yelling about marks, and he's the biggest mark of all. But so he freaks out about the Trump thing. His dad died when he was very young, so there's resentment there, even though the father, it wasn't his fault. So a lot of guys that are raised by single moms have some resentment to their dad, and what that spell did is it put all that shit onto this man because of the way he acts and his demeanor. They see their absentee dad. Women see their handsy stepfather, the problems they have with him, or maybe even their biological father. It reflects on people that had a bad upbringing with their family structure or their parents in some way. And seeing as they've worked at making that a reality for most people for decades, there was a lot of people that were going to be hit by that spell and fall under it, because the rage goes beyond logical. Like, they don't know this guy, right? Yeah, he's a fucking dope. He's a game show host, but they don't know him. But the anger, they're just bringing these demons up from inside their body about this guy. Like, you don't know this man. Why do you feel that strongly about someone you don't know? It's not the guy, it's what he represents. Your dad that walked out on your mom, you know? Or for some of these fucking guys, you didn't play ball with them enough. I can't understand that. Like, yeah, my dad was a businessman, he worked all the time. It's like, so was mine. It was awesome. You know, he's around once in a while. But like, if you could go back there, this is like this is the Indiana Jones situation. If you could go back there, all right, all these people that complain about not having a good relationship with their dad, if you could go back and sit with your dad, what the fuck would you talk about? What are you really burning to tell it? You want to play catch with them? Fucking mental case, you know, what are you talking about? What would you do? My dad was very busy. He was a businessman, and he fucking hooked me up. He spoiled the shit out of me. It was great. But I never felt like, yeah, I wish we could go to a ball game. We would go once in a while. We would go, you know, enough. But a lot of times, you know, hanging with your dad, it's like a couple hours in, you're good. You know, no matter how much you love him or whatever, or how much you have in common, you're good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like that way with everybody. A couple hours with anyone, I'm fucking good. So that Trump spell, that's the way it hit people. Because it's irrational to get that emotional over a person you don't know. That's why I talk about hatred, and people like to say everything people don't like is hate speech. You know, like your boy Jay Green over there saying to even discuss Maui is hate speech. He's just looking for anything to cover his ass. But the idea of hate, like, again, it's another thing, another concept, another word people just don't understand, misuse to the point where it doesn't even mean anything. Hatred is a condition. A lot of people, I think, would agree that hatred is, in many ways, is the opposite of love. It's an extreme dislike, where love is, you know, love is love. Not love is love like they say love is love. That is not love. That is a dirty eclair. But hatred, it's something you have to fall into. It's a condition. You kind of have to know, I think, the person that's that you're directing your hatred at. Because there has to be some kind of personal relationship there. There has to be you at least have to know them, right? Because it would be the same thing as when people see like a pop singer or something. They go, oh, I love her. You don't really love her, you know. Some people might even think they actually do, but you got to know someone. You got to know someone. So I would say, like most people that say they hate someone or hate something, they really don't hate them. You don't. That's an energy investment that familiarity has to be there. I almost got that one out. But yeah, so it's why, like, I talk about a lot of stuff that people could say, oh, that's hate speech. It's not. I don't hate anybody. No one. Even people that probably should. You know, people that have done me wrong or whatever. But I think that way is the road to victimhood, and there's nothing more shameful than being a fucking victim. There really isn't. That's, God damn it, that's awful. Sorry, God, I try not to say that, but it makes me angry. But yeah, you can't go that way. So but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's like you have no control over it anyway. You know, they've changed the meaning to so many things. I mean, you can sit and rage, you know, like I do sometimes, but you got to roll with it, because you have no choice. But it's all going to be fine. We're going to vibrate our way right out of this fucking hot dog stand one of these days. Until then, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.